anything happens, he could lean on me.
Yeah, he could lean on you, but for how long though?
For how long?
Cause
I mean, however long it takes for him to, I guess, get back
what if he's
on
a big,
his feet.
What if he's
but
a big dude? What if he's like
what?
260?
I would just have to see, I guess, that he's trying.
Okay.
You know, if I see that he's just like that, he doesn't want to work and he doesn't want to get his
It's
shit
a
back
wrap.
together, then that's different.
Okay.
So,
what about you? What do you bring to the table? Other than
Everything. I feel like I hate when girls say that they don't bring nothing to the table but their phone and lip gloss. Like, I hate that. Like, I have 3 businesses. I when my man's out of town, I make sure I'm his piece. I make sure I have everything together for him when he's back, when he gets back. Like, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, everything.
Amen.
I feel like it's like a whole bundle of things. So it's like, especially if he's providing, oh baby, you should literally have no worries other than providing.
Okay.
There should not be no other worries than that. You need to focus on that. Leave everything else for me.
What if he told you, listen, babe, I appreciate you so much.
Until you go to jail, nigga.
You're amazing. but
Until the feds come.
I need that chain off your neck. What you gonna do?
I'm taking it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever he says goes. I feel like the man is the king. He's the leader. I'm following his lead. I love a man that can lead. And me, I'm an alpha female. Like,
There we go.
like I'm not gonna lie. Like I am.
Myron, you what? A smart retard?
I am. So to find a man that I feel like could lead is a huge thing. So when I find a man that could lead, I'm submitting. I'm gonna submit for you. Whatever you want me to do, I got
Who makes
you.
more, you or him?
Him.
Okay.
Yeah, of course you do.
All right. What about you?
Rice for breakfast?
What do you
What if
bring
I
to-
said I'm a feminine man? Would you find that attractive?
No.
Oh,
So why do you
I
think
hate
saying
that.
I'm saying
Alpha.
that, why because you're not the first girl to say this ridiculous concept of alpha female. Like when a girl says I'm an alpha female, that's the equivalent to a guy saying, well, yeah, I'm a feminine man.
No, so I'm an alpha female to other females, but when it comes to my man, I'm in my most feminine state because he's allowing me to be there.
So
She
you're
let
telling
her
me
guard
that
down.
okay,
Yeah.
so I can wear so by your logic, you're saying you're alpha around other women, right? But then you
Yes.
become a woman when you're with a man, right?
Yes,
All right. What if I decided, I'm going to wear heels when I'm with other dudes, but then I wear shoes when I'm with you?
that is not the type of guy that I will be dating.
So then why would you expect a man to want to be with the alpha female then?
No,
By your
that's
own
the thing.
logic.
That's the thing. When he's with me, he's not getting the alpha female. Only other women are getting
But
alpha female.
do you see what I'm doing here?
Yes.
So you're selectively picking when you want to be a lady.
yeah.
No, not so. When it comes to the man, I'm in my feminine energy.
He understands
But
you.
when I'm in a room full of other women, I do
but-
tend to take
And
control.
here's the thing, when I'm with my guys, I just wear heels.
Yeah,
and then
heels.
when I
Like
get around my lady, I'm a masculine man. Doesn't that sound crazy?
No, I feel like you should soften up when you're around your man. And then when you're
Really?
out in the business world, you should stand up straight and lead as a woman, especially an entrepreneur as myself that owns businesses and I have people that work for me. I have to project myself in that
All
way.
I'm simply demonstrating is, you said to me, like, you obviously would not be attracted to a guy that wore heels around his friends, right? So, like, I find it interesting always how women want a guy to accept them for being masculine and having these alpha characteristics. Because when you say I'm an alpha female, all you're basically saying is I'm a masculine female.
To women, not to my man though. My man doesn't see that alpha female of me.
Here's the thing: do
They
you have
do
an
that.
A-type personality,
I'm sorry?
or do you have an A-type personality? I'm assuming you do if you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
Well, people that have A-type personalities, it's very difficult to conceal that. They work all the time. They're very assertive. They're very dominant. It's very hard to conceal that, and men will feel that energy when they hang out with
Very
you.
loud.
And that is why I attract very masculine men. It takes a very masculine man, to deal with a woman like that.
Criminals, army men.
I mean, you said deal with. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a terrible. I mean, damn, if a guy's got to deal with you, that's an L.
No, not deal. Okay, you're right. That was the wrong word to use, but to accept that, like
Okay.
but some men like that, like, oh,
Yeah,
she's
for
taking
sex.
charge, she's running stuff. But with me, she's soft, caring. I see that other side of her that other people don't see. So it goes both ways.
I wish you the best. What about you? What do you bring to the
I
table?
don't think men like it.
Yeah, we hate that shit.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
honest.
Because
yeah,
and
yeah.
I think
We
that's
fucking hate
probably
that
why
shit.
I'm single too, but I at least own it. Like I'm pretty aggressive, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, poor me, why am I single, right? Like I decided to prioritize my career throughout my 20s, and I didn't go out, and I'm not on dating apps, I'm not on Instagram, and I probably have like a very masculine energy with the work that I do and the profession that I'm in, and I don't expect men who are surrounded by women on OnlyFans and Instagram all day that are just sitting around doing nothing but having their sugar daddies pay for their salon appointments while they, you know, go on vacations and crop their man out. Like that's gonna come across as maybe like more feminine.
No, right.
Because I used to think, right? Like I used to think that, and this is something I'll thank men for, right? I used to think to myself, oh, well, you know, guys are really going to care about your accomplishments. And as long as I'm like accomplished, a guy's going to have more respect for me than the hoe, right? Like, how could he respect this hoe when he's not going to respect me? But at the end of the day, like if a guy's going to cheat on you, he's going to cheat on you. And you having like a valedictorian position on, like I was valedictorian, I had a 4.0 GPA, like I have a lot of accomplishments, I have my shit together, but it still doesn't mean that you're not going to get cheated on. Like if somebody wants to go cheat, they're going to go cheat, right? And they, like people cheat because
we'll cheat with the girl with the 1.0 GPA.
Yeah, because maybe they have more feminine energy. I don't know why people cheat. People cheat for different reasons,
Because they're
but
horny.
I do think that like we like to convince ourselves that that's normal, and I've been guilty of it too. But I don't think that that's really how like men and women are supposed to operate, right? We've convinced ourselves because we're living in an era now where women are working, where in the past, right, like people used to be married for longer periods of time. Now you're lucky if you stay married for 5 years before you get a divorce.
Yeah.
And people are not necessarily like in monogamous relationships anymore. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that there's been like this warped mentality of gender roles. And you're like, people would say, oh, you're a hypocrite, right? Like you say you're married to the game, Laura. You say that, you're always working, you're too busy. But yeah, like I'll be lucky as a 30-year-old woman who's going to turn 31 in May. I will be lucky if I ever get a husband. And that's just reality. Like I will be lucky if
You've accepted it.
I've accepted it. Like I will be lucky if I ever have a child, right? Because like ideally you would
That
want
takes a lot to admit. Most girls would never admit
you
that.
would want to, I would want to date somebody for at least like 2 years before I get married. So I'm 31 in May, right? Okay. 32, 33. Then it takes like a year to plan a wedding. You're not going to really like get pregnant and have a baby unless you're married and in a committed relationship. And so then what? I'll be 36 and then that's considered a geriatric pregnancy. I never froze my eggs. And, I could adopt, right? And some people will say like, oh, well, you'll be like more sad about not having a kid, but I've accepted it. And I know that I could I used to tell myself like, oh, how could he cheat? Like, I don't understand. Like, I was so good to him. I paid for shit. I was so nice. I was so loyal. And then it doesn't mean anything. Like, guys don't care about your accomplishments. And this was something that was like really hard for me to accept because I used to be that girl that thought, oh, well, I'm like better than all these other girls because I'm not a hoe and I'm smart and, I'm accomplished. They don't give a fuck. They really don't give a fuck. None of you are special. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. Like, I'm not a 10. I know that I'm not a 10, right? Like, I know that I'm not the hottest girl. All these other girls, they want to think, like, they want their boyfriends to tell them, like, hey, baby, you're, like, the prettiest girl in the world. Like, oh, if you had the chance to date me or Kim Kardashian, who would you date? Like, of course he's going to fucking say Kim Kardashian, but you want him to say you, right? Like, people don't want to accept reality.
You want to date me.
And they're, like, nobody in here is a 10. Right? Raise your hand if you're a 10.
In your opinion.
No. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm just saying.
You stating your opinion. That's your opinion.
I think it's reality. I'm saying that nobody in here is a 10.
Opinion-based.
And the reality is that, like, there are a lot of 10s in Miami, right? There are a lot of 10s everywhere. And if you're older and you're living in a world where, men are surrounded by 10s with a click away, whether it be like Bumble, Tinder, whatever, okay? Like, your chances of really finding a lifelong partner are pretty slim. I think that's the reality that most women need to accept. Because
How many girls on the panel think they're 10s, just out of curiosity?
Are we going by looks or are we going
Looks
by
only.
personality?
Looks only,
because we don't care about your personality.
men don't care about personality.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
We don't. I mean, we're going looks only.
Totally kidding.
I feel like everybody should regard themselves in the highest esteem possible. So you don't feel like you a 10, but you should.
What if it's not true though?
That's
Hey, man,
opinion based.
It is opinion based.
It's every single
European
somebody
standard.
across the world
African
can look at you and be like,
beauty
"Oh my God, you are a 10."
Yes.
They can start talking to you, and,
In
and they
some
would think
countries,
you're
in
Maybe.
some places in
That's one
Africa,
person.
the biggest
But I'm not
women are the
perception.
prettiest,
It's
are
okay.
the most
It's all
beautiful
perception.
women. That's
But
all.
oh my God, you are a 10.
Yes.
They could start talking to you, and
In
they
some
would think you're
countries and
in
Maybe.
some places in
Maybe. One
Africa,
person.
the biggest
But I'm not
women are the
perception.
prettiest,
It's
are
okay.
the most
It's all
beautiful women.
perception.
That's
But I
why
don't
it's all,
like, and
it's
I
all
appreciate
opinion-based.
this thing that women do where they like to build each other up. But I like, I'm not a 10. You know,
you're
like I'm
real.
not.
It's
I'm not a
true,
10.
though.
I'm not. You know, like I used to be heavier. I lost weight. Like, you know, I don't have like big boobs. I probably have some stretch marks. Like, I'm just being honest, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed of it because for me, like, I've never been a woman that. Like I was able to build my platform not off of sexualizing myself. You will never find a photo of me with my top off. You will never find a photo of me with my boobs out. You will never find a photo of me like with a man online because I've been able to build a platform based off of my brain and my, political acumen and things like that. And so for me, like, I don't give a shit in the comments if people think I look like a tranny. I don't care if people think
And
I
you
look like a
don't,
man.
as you
No,
shouldn't.
but I'm just saying, like, people say things. It doesn't bother me because, like, I don't care if a man wants to fuck me or not because if he's gonna fuck somebody, he's gonna do it regardless of whether I give him permission or not, right? Like that's just reality.
Yeah, you're right.
All right,
it
so you guys think women should regard themselves as 10s? You do?
Yes, you should have the highest self-esteem
I
in the
think
world.
so. Yeah,
Everybody,
absolutely.
That's healthy.
But what if it's like objectively not true though? Because to say that you're a 10 effectively means you're perfect.
Yeah.
Effectively not true though. Because to say that you're a 10 effectively means you're perfect.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It just means you're perfectly happy with how you are. You feel like you're perfect for your own self.
But
It's like in your eyes, you are perfectly fine. If you had the opportunity to go get surgery for free at the doctor, you'd be like, no, I'm fucking fine how I am.
I
It
think that
doesn't mean you
means your
think you're
self-esteem
perfect.
I
It
just
just
think that
means
means you're confident.
you confident. You good with how
when
you
a woman
look.
says I'm a 10, that just means that she has confidence, and I feel every woman should have it
Yeah.
because one man could look at you and be like, "Oh my God, this is the most beautiful woman I ever seen," and then another man could be like, "She ain't all that," but somebody really could look at you and be like, "She's the one." So it's opinion based,
And
so
that's
your
what's so
opinion of
fucked up
yourself,
about everything
your opinion
right
of
now.
yourself should be the highest one in the room.
Yeah.
So that's why when I say it's opinion based, like you might not think
Because
I'm a 10
honestly,
or you're a 10.
in my eyes,
but that's
I
your
be seeing
opinion.
niggas out with bitches and they like really be big and they girl up like my woman bad as fuck, and in they eyes she really is the baddest bitch in the room, but everybody else is looking like, what is this nigga like this young got money got doing with her? In his eyes, she really bad as fuck, and it's how she wears it in his like.
so
I think
You're
that's
never-
just
and you're
called
never
having
gonna
a
please
BBW
everybody.
fetish.
I've
No,
noticed.
she
Well,
don't
that's
even gotta be
opinions.
big.
Fetishes are opinions.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
That's
right
what I'm
nowadays
saying.
we look at like 10s as like the girls with the perfect noses, the big boobs, the airbrush on Instagram, the this, that, the European beauty standards. But I don't think, me personally, I think like a 10 out of 10 is like the beautiful ethnic girls from Africa with like the big noses and big foreheads, skinny jawline. That's to me is a 10. Like I don't like all
but
these
the thing
fake
is, the
lips,
thing is,
like
Yeah.
so
these injections, BBLs. To me, that's not a 10. I like the skinny, natural bodies. To
Are your
me,
boobs,
that's a
are
10.
your boobs real?
Yeah, they
Are they really?
Nice. Yeah, they are.
But hold on, are you a man?
Am I a what?
Are you a man?
No, but I know what I like
So how you gonna tell us what a 10 is?
because, like I said, it's in the eye of the beholder. It's what I
But
feel
I'm choosing
like,
girls.
in my opinion.
You're not.
But he just asked me what I felt like was a 10.
Oh, okay.
so
But
well,
do you like the same thing he likes? Aha.
Actually, yes. However, I'm not a good example. But the majority of people, the world itself, will tell you what you are. But go ahead.
Yeah, like the thing I've always found that's interesting, and I think it's actually destructive for females, is them self-assessing themselves and saying that like, oh, I'm perfect or whatever. And it's only females that do this shit. Men don't really do that because like for you guys, you're on Instagram, you get a bunch of validation from men. Guys are giving you comments and giving you attention, whether you deserve it or not. And I think that a lot of modern women have like a very grand. They have this crazy concept in their head of where they stand, and a lot of the times you guys are delusional of where you really stand.
You know what?
Girls will
I
say I'm
agree with that.
perfect,
That's true.
I deserve the world, blah blah blah.
I'm a queen.
I'm a queen, and you have this crazy like belief in yourself, and like with men, like that's the equivalent. What if I walked around and said, you know what? Fuck it. I feel like I'm a billionaire.
Yeah, you're a
Wouldn't that be
billionaire, man.
ridiculous for me to say that?
I feel
Because
like,
effectively
yeah.
speaking, right? So, who is the ultimate consumer of female beauty? It's men. But women feel as though they're the ultimate consumer. No, you guys wear makeup, you guys do all the stuff that you do with your hair extensions, etc. It's typically because men are the end consumer base for female beauty. And with us, right, like men, our value is based on what value do we provide to the world. And a lot of times you're paid in, based on what you can provide. So as a man, your title and your status and how much money you earn typically dictates your value. But I can't run around and say, I'm a billionaire when I'm not, because then you guys will all look at me like I'm fucking crazy. Like, this dude's on some wild shit. And I don't have the tangible proof to show that. But women run around and say, because that's your market value, is your beauty, I'm a 10. That's false advertisement, because very few women, if any, are 10s anyway, because that assumes perfection. Yeah. And most girls are not perfect at all.
I want to say
it
that
barely exists.
Yeah, I agree with that point of view. Like, I don't think that women should look at themselves as, oh, I'm perfect, to the point where there's no room for work. I think,
but that's the problem.
Right, that is the issue. And so that's the area that I disagree with.
And I want to say this too, because what this has led to is we have the fattest women ever.
Yep.
Right? And I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I'm going to be honest. Yeah. Black women are the most delusional. Y'all are the ones that run around and say you guys are 10s the most. I'm beautiful. I'm a queen. Be 300 fucking pounds and say you deserve the world. That's crazy to me. The average black woman is like 5'5", 187 pounds. Yo, I'm 6'3", like 195, 200. That's crazy. These bitches are huge. And they're running around and saying that they're fucking, you know, queens. Like, who's the fat chick that Lizzo and shit like that. So I'm not, and this is not just a black woman thing. I'm just saying they're just the fattest. But this is with females in the West in general, in the United States. And I think, like, this whole concept of not living an objective reality and saying I'm a queen regardless of how you behave, no need for self-improvement, because we don't tell women that they're fat. We don't tell women that they're stupid. We don't tell them that you look like shit. We don't tell them any of this stuff. Like, women don't handle criticism well, so we never give it to them. But sorry, you're going to say?
So, please. Let me just clarify. When I say that women should regard themselves in the highest esteem, I mean having confidence. But that does not mean that you can't look in the mirror or look at not even only the physical, but just look within yourself and say, I need to work on this. I need to go to the gym. I need to get healthier. I need to work on my anger management. I need to work on why maybe I am a little oversensitive and not like I lash out on people, or I don't understand where people's coming from, or I need to pick up a book and, like, I don't know, read more. Like, I need to, and it's okay to be able to grow, but still have confidence.
Like, try to hold yourself to this unrealistic point of view.
But for what he's saying, you understand, right?
I understand. People be delusional to the point where they feel like there's no room for growth.
Yeah, the problem is that they attribute, and I see your perspective 100%. There's self-love and then obviously where you objectively stand. Yeah. The problem is that women tend to conflate the two. Yeah. Like, their self-love comes into, like, narcissism and hubris, and I don't need to change because I am perfect. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree.
So it ends up working in a very bad thing. And I think also, like, you know, like, we live in a kind of pussy world now where, like, bullying is frowned upon, you know, internet bullying, oh my God, this is so bad. Like, for men, it's good to get bullied. I think for women, too, a lot of the times. But we don't really tell women the truth. And I think that's kind of what's, and then you add Instagram in where you got girls, and someone actually, a girl that used to work for us, Red, she said this, and I thought this was very smart, very smart. She said that a lot of times what girls do is they'll assess where they stand off of their pictures on the internet. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, like, they'll have like a great photo shoot with edited photos, and they'll be like a 9 or a 10 on Instagram, and they'll hold themselves to that. Like, that's where I stand, bitch. But in reality, you meet them in person, like, what the fuck? You don't look like your pictures. But they still have that mindset of, I attribute my value to what I look at my best on the internet with edits.
Right, that's social media. I don't mean delusion. I just mean healthy confidence.
Yeah. Okay, and how many girls are on social media? Like, I would say a majority of women are on Instagram. Every girl I've ever met has an Instagram for the most part. Except for Laura,
Oh, you're bad.
You did have it.
Yeah. So, I mean, but most girls are on there.
I don't like, I mean, look, I had Instagram and I had a really large account. Like, I had 500,000 followers in 2000. I had 500,000 followers. Sorry, I'm really bad with this whole mic thing, you know. When I was banned in 2019. Wow. And I didn't take my clothes off or anything like that. It was pretty much just news and commentary and videos and, you know, things like that. So for me, I don't like Instagram necessarily. And I'm also, like, less likely to, one of the first things I ever ask a guy, seriously, like, this is a rule I have, if I'm going to date somebody, like, if a guy is on Instagram, that's generally a red flag. You know, like, there's a difference between, like, having an Instagram and then being on Instagram. Yeah. You know, like, I don't really feel like you're going to meet a loyal man or somebody that's going to be, like, a lifelong partner if they're on Instagram. And I think it goes for women, too. Because I think that
we got Clout Hell now. We're going to smash some girls.
Let's go.
I think that a lot of women, too, it warps your mind when you see that, and you become delusional, and you also become... not just materialistic, but superficial. And so
That's materialistic.
I find I have a better view of things not having an Instagram.
Yeah, I feel like the world would just be a much better place without Instagram. I feel like there wouldn't be no rating. There wouldn't be nothing compared. There wouldn't be none of that. I miss the old school.
You know what's interesting? I've asked this question to a bunch of girls on the panel. Anytime a girl like breaks up with a guy recently or whatever, I didn't get a chance to ask it on this one, but we'll ask it on other panels. Was a component to you breaking up with your guy because you felt like you could do better? And the answer is almost always yes, right? And then I said, well, what made you feel as though you could have done better? Was it attention on the internet? Was it Instagram, etc.? And a lot of times it's Instagram that made them feel like, okay, you know what? There's better men out there. They're messaging me. I can go ahead and replace my guy with something better. And I think Instagram has led to a lot of girls breaking up with dudes, and girls are the ones that initiate the breakups because it's like, damn, I could do better. Like, this dude is good enough, but I can do better. And, you know, there's this fucking analogy, the husband store. Have any of you guys heard it before?
No. Tell us.
Uh,
All right, if we got time, I'll tell it. But
do it.
we got.
It's fine, bro.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
sure.
I know some of y'all gotta go right soon because I know we're getting it's spring break and it's Miami Friday. All right, so long story short, okay, so there's a husband store, right? We'll go into a dream world. Give me this sound effect real fast. We're gonna, okay. So there's this store, right? It's a husband store. You can only go in once and you can't go back through it again, all right? And, you know, and it's for women to go in there, single women go in there, right? So on the first floor, they're all men, right? And as you go up the floors, right, each man gets better and better and better, right? So you go on the first floor and it's just all dudes. Yeah, you know what? It's just dudes. I can do better. On the second floor, they're all dudes and they're mildly good looking and in good shape. You know what? I don't know if this is good enough. Go up to the third floor. They're all good looking. They have a job that makes a good amount of money and they like kids. Okay, this is pretty good. But you know what? I could do better. Go up to the fourth floor. All these guys make a lot of money, love kids, want to settle down, and they're good looking. Damn, I wonder what's up. You say, fuck it, I'm going to go up to the next floor. Go up to the next floor. All these guys want kids, are marriage ready, have a dog, and handsome, have money, etc. Full package. Damn, if it's this good, the next floor's got to be absolute perfection.
It's never enough.
Nothing.
And then they go up to the next floor, and then it's just a big sign that says, this floor exists to show that women are never happy, and they can't be, and you can never admit, they always want better. You must exit the store now. And then what ends up happening is they fucking leave and they can't go back through the store again. And I always attribute that analogy to like you being in your 20s, just going up the escalator over and over and over. It's like, yo, I could do better, I could do better, I could do better. And then you get to the top floor and you realize, fuck, what the hell? But then you spent 10 years going up through the store and you can't go back through. And it just goes to show versus like you go on the other side, right? The other part of this analogy is the wife store, right? On the first floor, all the girls are available. Second floor, they're attractive and like sports. And then the men never go past the second floor, right? Like that's the joke, right? Like the guys never even go up to the third, fourth, and fifth floor. We don't give a fuck. So they say that to show that like women are never satisfied. And I would argue, right, since women are never satisfied and they want the best, Instagram, all it's done is exacerbate the problem. Because now it's constantly in your feed. Damn, she's with this guy right now. He's taking her on trips. Damn, she's with this guy right now, and she's traveling over.
It goes both ways.
How is that? How is that not the same for men?
Okay, so I'll tell you why it's not the same. It could go both ways.
Like I broke up with somebody because they were using Instagram to cheat. I did, and so if you're going to be dishonest, right? Like I wasn't looking for something else. Like I was content, right? So I agree with you. I think that like there's exceptions to every rule. So I'm not going to be that woman that's like says, oh well, I'm different. I'm a different girl. But you know, there's a lot of men too that have that girl that, you know, is, well, they must have thought you were attractive if they were gonna go out with you, right? So you're attractive and you're no drama and maybe you don't like sports, but you're compatible with every other aspect of their life. And then you see some, you know, XXX account pop up on their Instagram and you're like, oh, what's that? And then that's it. That's
but like the big thing, and I see your perspective that it can go both ways, but for it to go both ways, the man's got to be exceptional to even pull girls off Instagram. And then the second thing also is that most of the time if a guy has a good girl, he might go and fuck another girl, but he's typically not going to leave his main chick. He won't leave her. He'll maybe explore other women, but he's not going to leave. Whereas like with women, it's like, oh, I can do better, I'm going to leave, is what I mean. Like women are more likely to leave a relationship because they get bored quicker. So, and I think like Instagram has made the problem worse. And then the other thing too is that, let's be honest, who uses Instagram more? women do.
Women,
By far, like guys that have Instagram, I know the usage is 50%, but like who's actually surfing and going through their feed more? It's women by far.
And to be honest, when the average guy DMs you on Instagram, you don't respond to that DM. Has to be a celebrity, somebody's status, blue check. Average guy
pictures.
DMs you is like, what the fuck is the
Average guy's taking stupid pictures of the bathroom on his IG.
Selfies in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's L.
So like, yeah, I mean, it could go both ways, but I've noticed that like with women, like they'll feel like they can do better thanks to Instagram versus like dudes. It's like, bro, you can't even play the game on Instagram unless you're of a certain status
At all.
But I don't know. Do you guys agree with that? I don't know. I'll open it to y'all. Whatever.
I agree. Like for example, Valentine's Day. Like people are scrolling down and they see guys getting their girls Chanel bags, Van Cleef necklaces, and they're looking like, dang, if my man didn't get me that, does that mean he doesn't love me? It's like, you don't know what that guy that's buying the Chanel bags, he probably bought her Chanel bag, Chanel bag. That's not genuine love. He's literally buying you.
Well, actually, to
But
make
who
it
cares
even more,
about that?
real.
But who cares about Chanel?
So, more often than not,
I agree.
the guy buying them gifts, you know why they buying them gifts? Because they fucked up. And it's when they say, you know what? I messed up, babe. I'm buying you a gift.
Agree.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So like, what is it? The Ace Family, some shit like that on YouTube, right? Like they have this family YouTube channel, right? And a lot of girls watch them like, oh my god, I want a family like that. But what they don't know is that that dude's been cheating on her for fucking years, smashing other girls, right? And then the other dude, I forget his name. He's been on the show before. He also had a family channel. Got caught cheating.
Corey,
right?
Corey.
Got caught cheating. But like, how many girls can you imagine that watch that shit? I want this. I could do better. Might have broken up with their guy, etc., hoping that they'll be able to find that guy that provides this lifestyle, whatever, and be monogamous. It's not real.
Right.
And then they leave a guy that was great because they thought that they could do better, and then they get that guy, but they're not prepared to deal with better guy problems, which is other chicks stepping out, giving other women, gifts and all this other shit. And that's true. When dudes are giving girls gifts like that, especially luxury ones, sometimes that nigga fucked up, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Those are sorry gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't.
Sure.
Oops.
Good.
Somebody else.
I don't understand like why every time we talk about girls who they have Instagram, they show their body, they make sure they look good, but no one talk about the guys who only show their money for have a girl, and after they start to cry, oh, she was with me only for my money, but you only show that, and it's the truth.
That's true.
Well, that's society, you know.
My nigga.
So that's equal.
Look, come on, man.
Like guys have
That's
to
your
do
best
that.
Yo, let's move on, bro. Yeah, we got some more chat.
No, I mean, it's a valid. It's valid. Somewhat.
That's true though, and then they get mad when they're getting
You
used
know,
for
like,
their
you
money.
always
That's
talk about
fine.
the girl that, oh, she shows her body or this.
Yeah.
Then what did you expect then for him to take advantage of you? But then she's saying,
about the man.
yeah,
But
why
okay,
not
but-
showing the money?
The man
So
will
when
send
he
you-
gets taken
the
advantage
man,
of,
like,
okay.
Yeah, man send you a picture of his car, of his watch, but
Yeah, but the reason why it's not the same is because men have to earn that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like you don't have to like.
Or they could rob it.
okay, like if they want to show his money, that's
I
okay.
don't
But
think Drake earned it
why
the other
after
day
he
when he
gonna
said
start
your
to cry?
body is tea. That's some pretty homo shit
I
right there.
haven't gotten
Say
it
your
Drake?
yet.
body's tea.
Drake.
Well,
What
that's
about
a
if you
gay
be in the
shit.
pretty
gym?
gay.
That's pretty gay.
24/7. You earned your
pretty gay.
body.
I have
Right.
not
Yeah.
gotten
Well,
a
most
gift
girls don't
in,
work out like that. Let's keep it
the house.
1,000.
That's the house.
Like you could be a chick and not go to the gym and still have an acceptable physique to a majority of men.
You could be a nigga
Like-
with a trust
But-
fund.
With a what?
Trust fund. You ain't work for it.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, fair enough. But what portion of men are trust fund maybe versus women that are able to market themselves on the internet?
Not a lot.
Okay, so
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
a higher. It's like a surplus of women.
Yeah, because
That
remember how I
meets
said
that
earlier,
standard.
like women are giving their value up front. So like since they're giving their value up front, like they can market it, and that's why like like a dude flexing on the internet, right? His money and status is not the same as a girl flexing her body. I can see what you mean because it's like a thirst trap on both ends, but one is earned while the other one typically isn't. That's what it is. That's why like sounds fucked up, but this is why men don't respect girls that like put it all out there on the internet because we know that it's easy for y'all to do it.
Yep.
You know, so
No,
Wait,
but
I haven't gone yet.
sure.
Oh, okay.
We
so
haven't. We didn't finish. Did we finish? No.
No, she just wanted to add in.
Oh, go
like,
ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
first of all, like you
Please
can
make it
tell
fast.
how what your rating is. You just ask your guy friends. You just ask them.
That's true.
You know, it's really easy.
Well, they'll kind of lie to you though.
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
want to hurt your feelings.
They don't hurt your
A
feelings.
No,
guy's
my-
gonna be friends with you. He just wants to sleep with you. Like,
no,
That's
no,
it.
no,
That's
guy.
true.
You're a guy
No, it's
friends
true.
that do not want to sleep with you.
they all do.
You would never know.
They all
why I
do.
don't have guy friends.
You would never know.
You never know.
They all do.
You're too naive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do want to sleep with you, but
Also,
that's fine. You're gonna
only
say.
if he's gay.
Maybe not right now, but eventually.
Also,
Unless
just
they're
like
gay. Yeah.
if what does a girl have to bring to the table? Like I do want to eventually settle down. Like I see in the comments a lot, like